since yesterday's opening ceremonies, things have really taken a turn because what people are saying, and I already covered another video on this, but they did what looks like a parody of the Last Supper. And you can see that. I'm going to play this video real quick so everyone can get on the same page as what's gone on with the Olympics. And you can see that the centerfold, the person in the middle, her crown resembles symbolism from religious, I don't want to say like paintings or transcribings. I don't know what the proper word is, but check this video out real quick. I muted the audio for it, but as you can see, this is like part of the opening ceremony, and it has a bunch of, I guess, women, or is it men? Because they're drag queens. That's what they're doing. They're drag queens, okay? So I don't know if it's properly women or men. I thought men were drag queens, right? Anyways, they're doing it in drag, and you can see some of the symbolism here from biblical references being portrayed in the opening ceremonies. I don't know what's going on with that shot, but this one here should kind of depict it. So as you can see, her crown kind of depicts Jesus's crown, and you can see that here from these references. It kind of looks the same. And people are saying, so some people have gone on to say that everyone, especially the Christians, are being too sensitive about this topic, which I don't believe that they are, because it seems to be direct references, though the intention was supposed to be a throwback to Greek mythology, and that was the purpose of it. But clearly they're trying to portray religion at the same time. And the fact that they're doing it like this with drag queens, it's supposed to make it so that it's all inclusive. And there's a lot of things we could discuss about being inclusive, and we're going to get into that. I'm going to just finish playing the clips that I have here. But obviously the Christians are not pumped about this, okay? Because it's a direct, I guess parody is the only way to say it. It's a parody of the Last Supper, and you can clearly see that here. So, and if you zoom in a little bit for those that missed it, we'll just go to this shot here. It really feels like that's what they were trying to do, and she's got a DJ setup, which I thought was hilarious. She's DJing. Anyways, it doesn't matter. But people are really pissed off, and rightfully so. So let's kind of get into it just a little bit. So there's companies like this company, C-Spire, that decided to pull out funding. So major tech companies, I don't know how major this company is, but they're pulling out tech funding for the Olympics because they're pissed off with them. And I have no idea how much the ad pulls in, their ads pull in, but nonetheless, it's really ticking people off. So yeah, Greek mythology is what they were supposed to be paying tribute to, but it turns out they're just slamming Christians, religious groups by doing the Olympic Last Supper parody. And so people obviously are pissed. The thing is about this is if they're trying to be all inclusive, which is totally fine, there's so many other ways to do that besides doing it this way, where it's obviously a depiction of the Last Supper. This couldn't be more of a depiction of the Last Supper. Again, they attribute it to a throwback to Greek mythology, but people are not taking it this way. And the thing is with transgendered people and straight people, gay people, it doesn't matter. But what most people don't seem to like about the whole thing is that their entire personality is based upon their sexual preference. And that's the thing. Like, so imagine this. Imagine if I introduce myself to somebody and I go, "Hey, I'm Nick. Nice to meet you. I like banging women because I'm straight. Just wanted you to know that about me." Wouldn't you think that's kind of odd and offensive? Most people would not be pumped if that's how I introduce myself. So the thing that people are having a problem with is people that are transgender or gay or whatever you are, making that their whole thing. Instead of equality as people, which is what they essentially want, They make it so that you have to adopt their I guess culture into everything that they do or you do. You have to include that culture into whatever it is you do. And I think that's why people are upset about this, besides the fact that it obviously is making fun of religion, which never goes over well. I'm not a religious person personally, but I definitely know when you're going too far. When I go to Christmas, when I go to my family's house on Christmas, they sometimes will ask me to do the prayer, and I'm like, throwing in a couple jokes here and there. They don't love it. I'll tell you that right now. Usually I get kicked out of the prayer. So even I know when going too far is too far, and this is for sure going too far. Now, I wanted to read you something to kind of break down what it is that people are saying about it being this not being a part of a parody of the Last Supper, but an homage or attributing it to Greek culture, which isn't that where the Olympics come from? Like, we still do the Olympics because of Greek culture. I'm not super well versed in this topic, but I believe that's where it comes from. So I'm just going to read you this because I did a little bit of research and I want to get it right. So the controversy surrounding the opening ceremonies of the Paris 2024 Olympics, where drag queens portrayed at the Last Supper, sparked a huge debate. Some people found the portrayal disrespectful and inappropriate, while others saw it as creative, inclusive, artistic, and expressive. All of these things are true, okay? The reference to the Greek culture is interesting because the Olympics themselves have roots in ancient Greece. That's what I'm trying to say. However, the portrayal in the ceremony was not about making a statement about modern diversity. Hold on. However, the portrayal in the ceremony was more about making a statement about modern diversity and inclusivity rather than direct homage to Greek tradition. So that's probably a better way of putting it than the way that I put it. We get it, but we've been doing this for like a year or so. We know that you guys want to be included. Nobody has a problem with it. Correct me. Actually, you don't need to correct me, but when I go out, and I oftentimes go to like Carl's Jr. late at night, oftentimes there's a woman there, transgender woman. I make sure to be extra freaking nice because it's late at night when I go there, and I want to make sure that she feels comfortable being there with me. Everyone's making an effort to make everybody feel included. Nobody is bashing these people. Nobody's trying to make them feel not included. You know what I mean? So the fact that every single thing has to be about their gender, their sexual preference, that's the thing that's actually pissing people off. And I think we should all feel included, no matter what. I don't care what you do. As a matter of fact, here's the thought. I've been in a relationship for 14 years with my girlfriend. So if I was single, I would think the more people that come out as gay or transgender and they want, like, if you're a girl or you're a dude and you want to be a girl, I'm trying to say, like, the more gay dudes, the better. For dudes that are straight, the more gay dudes, the freaking better for you. Don't you think? Why would a gay dude or a straight dude have a problem with somebody being gay? It doesn't make sense to me. That means there's more girls for you, right? So I don't know what people are tripping about when it comes to that, but the over inclusivity in the sense where it's like it has to be about that, that's what I think is really pissing people off. The internet behind using drag queens as the Last Supper was likely aimed to change traditional norms, right? We already know that. We're doing it in every TV show, song, and film, rather than directly connecting to Greek culture. Yeah, we know they're not really trying to connect to Greek culture. They want their culture to be included, and that's fine. But when it comes to making fun of religious religion and God and all those things, you're going to have a problem. Like, think about it. Lil Nas X came out, and his whole thing was, he's the devil. You remember that? That caused a huge issue with people because, first of all, kids look up to Lil Nas X, and now he's portraying the devil like it's a good thing and debaucherous things, and it has nothing to do with being gay. It's just overly sexualized, and then on top of that, pushing gay agendas on top of little kids. That's why they hated Lil Nas X for doing that. And it's the same thing. Like, you don't need to push your sexual preference on every single person because that's how you are. And I think we could just leave it at that. All inclusivity is totally fine. We don't need to slam religion, make fun of other people's religion. They don't want to be made fun of, right? I personally do not care if you make fun of me if I'm straight, but others might, and they don't want to be made fun of for being straight. Remember when everyone's like, oh, he's cis? These are like heavy topics, but at the end of the day, nobody wants to be made fun of anymore. When I was growing up, you got made fun of every day, and you just had to take it. But now, things are different, and we're all inclusive. We're not making fun of people. So how is it okay for drag queens or transgendered people? And honestly, I'm not even well versed enough on what drag queens really are. Are these people transgender people, or just is that different? So if I'm offending anybody that is transgender and they're saying we are not associated with drag queens, my bad. I don't know. None of us know well enough, but at the same time, we don't need it in every single thing. Just be transgender, just be a drag queen. We don't need to make it part of every single thing that we do. It just doesn't need to happen.